bear beef tacos. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm so excited. So welcome back. Thank you for following. Thank you for coming back, and I hope you enjoyed this video. We're starting with 3 pounds of beef brisket, and we're going to add all these lovely ingredients. We got some celery stalks, carrots, fresh oregano, cloves of garlic. I got a couple of chipotle peppers from the can, some white onions, bay leaves, whole pimento seeds, also known as allspice, and whole black pepper. And this is just a simple, quick, easy dish. The most time that it takes is really with what's going to happen in this pot with the brisket. Now, I cooked it for 2 hours. Honestly, I should have did it for a longer period of time. I think if I do this again, which I probably will, I will do it for maybe 3 to 4 hours or get a pressure cooker. Now, I don't know how a pressure cooker and my special ingredient will react. There's my special ingredient, some Shiner Bock. I'm in Texas. I'm using a Texas beer. Use whatever beer that's local to you or your favorite beer for this. I'm using 5 cans, basically enough to cover my meat and vegetables. That's what I'm using. But if I do decide to get a pressure cooker, if anybody ever used alcohol in a pressure cooker, let me know if this is a good idea. I have never researched this. I don't own a pressure cooker. So I'm normally a slow cooker. I'm normally a slow cook. I use the traditional method most of the time. But yeah, let me know if you ever tried it before. I wouldn't mind trying it myself. So I just cover this down, put it on a high heat, let this cook up. Yeah, my house smelled amazing. I think my dad wept a little bit when he realized what I was doing with the beer. But I bought the beer. It's my beer. It came out good though. So let's let that rest. After 2 hours, I just hand shredded this meat. Yeah, it was a little tough. They was still tender once you're eating it, but I would have preferred it a little bit more tender. So the extra hour or two would have definitely been better. But I did cook it for 2 hours, and it's only 3 pounds of meat. So it is what it is. So you just hand shred this, or if it was really tender, you could have used 2 forks, barbecue forks to kind of shred this apart. But I just got in there, used my hands. Why not? Meat. I don't know. Yeah. And after it's shredded, we start adding some different sauces. So this is actually the chipotle peppers, and it came in an adobo sauce in the can. So I'm just trying to scoop out some of that sauce to add to it. Yeah, I didn't measure it. It's probably about 3 tablespoons, give or take. It is spicy. If you like spice, you can add a little bit more spice. It has it's not like super spicy. It's like a smoky spice. So it's really good. And keeping up with the Texas beer, I decided to use a Texas barbecue, and this one is Stubb's barbecue sauce that I use, and it's about 1 cup worth. Basically, I'm just trying to get the meat nice and saucy, so that way it's going to absorb some of this sauce. So I just put enough to make it nice and saucy. And just stir it around. Yeah, add a little bit more. Hey, it's barbecue sauce, man. Just want to make sure to get this really well stirred and everything mixed together. Now, if you really thought I got rid of that stock, no way. So this is basically a bear stock now. So I started with a 1/4 cup of bear stock and added to the meat. Yes, beer stock. Let's add another 1/4 cup to that, right? Yep, there we go. Yeah, come on, it's beer. Who doesn't like a good beer? Beer, meat, yeah, why not? So this is going to be part of a pre-prep meal. And I want to make sure it has enough sauce so that way the meat absorbs it and that when you reheat it, you have enough sauce in your tacos. Yes, I use 48 tacos. Basically, this is what's going to happen at the end. I'm going to be doing 3 tacos per pre-portioned plate, and each taco is going to be 2 tortillas. So I'm just using a nonstick griddle pan, no oil or anything needed on this. Just heat it up. And actually what I did is over 2 burners, but since I'm heating up 8 at a time, I only put on my front burner so that way I can have all the heat control, and the tortillas on the back are starting to get warm. And as I'm removing the tortillas on the front burner, I'm sliding up the ones from the back to kind of make sure I don't overcook anything, because these, once you start getting these heated up, they heat fast, so you got to move fast. And that black container I had, I'm going to put these heated up tortillas in that container and cover it down, and that's going to help keep them kind of soft and allow me to fold the tortillas when I'm ready. Now let's work on our toppings. I'm going to take 3 limes and slice them up. We're going to get 6 wedges from each lime. Of course, you can do smaller wedges and get 8 wedges from each lime if you want to, but I like a lot of lime on my tacos, so I'm doing 6 wedges per lime. And we're just going to set that aside for now. This is my favorite kind of cheese. It's called Queso fresco. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's in Spanish, but basically it's like soft cheese or fresh cheese. And it crumbles really easily. It has a slight saltiness to it, but not so bad. And you're only going to use a very little bit. So I'm going to use this cheese as part of my topping. And this is fresh cilantro. I pre-washed it and took off the leaves from the stems and put it in between 2 paper towels to really dry it out, because again, this is pre-portioned. It's going to go in the fridge. I don't want it to start to mold or wilt. So I'm going to start this now, all the toppings and everything. I'm going to line everything up. I have a big cutting board, and I'm going to line all my tortillas up double stacked on my cutting board, so that way I can do all my toppings. This part will take some time, but you know, if you love tacos like I love tacos, you don't mind putting in the work. I did need a little bit more room, so I'm just going to slide these over and try to utilize as much as possible in my space. Now here's the fun part. We're going to start getting topped. I'm just going to start grabbing. I didn't really measure anything for this recipe. This is just, you know, let's just get portion control in a way, but I'm not measuring things as far as, oh, I want a calorie count or something like that. I'm not doing anything like that with this recipe. This is just simply for fun. You can either use this for pre-portioning lunches or dinners, or you can have it for a party. It's up to you. Hey, why not? So I'm just going to take a small handful. I have small hands. A small handful of the shredded beef that's already covered in the barbecue sauce and everything. I must take that and spread it across all my tacos. My tortillas. And I already had a half of an onion dice. This is a raw onion. Some people don't like raw onions. I like raw onions on my tacos. I don't mind it. Just a very little bit. It's literally like a pinch. It's maybe like 2 teaspoons worth of diced onions, if that. Next, we're gonna have that cheese. Treat that type of cheese carefully too. Don't like put dirty forks or anything on it, because it will mold quickly. And if you have a piece left, make sure to wrap it up in plastic wrap to keep it. Don't put it in a Ziploc, like put it in a plastic wrap and make sure it's so that way it doesn't have exposure to air, because it will keep longer in the fridge. Now I'm having my cilantro leaves. Notice I did not chop this up. I'm just putting the whole cilantro leaves. I may be pulling apart with my hands, but we're just gonna put some cilantro leaves as decoration, and it's for flavor. I love the flavor of cilantro. And the reason why I had this on the cutting board instead of putting it directly on my table is to allow you to see how I'm going to portion this. Yes, please, if you love pre-portioning, follow me on Instagram at Chef Fiona Fifi. I have lots of pictures there that show you some of the meals that I do. So I'm just going to put 3 tacos per plate and put 2 wedges of lime. Of course, before you heat up your tacos, make sure to take those limes out and then just squeeze them on top when they're done. Now, the reason why too that I use 2 tortillas for each taco, remember this meat is saucy. So the first taco is going to be ruined. The first tortilla is going to be ruined. The second tortilla is going to hold well, and it's going to allow you to pick up these tacos and eat them like how you should eat them, how you should eat a taco. But that's it. I'm going to have 8 plates out of this. This is perfect. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this video, and I'll be back next week with who knows, we'll see. Hey, thanks again. Video number 5, beer beef tacos. Thank you so much for checking it out. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and check my other videos that I already posted. And yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying doing this. I don't know about you, if you enjoy watching, but I'm enjoying doing this. I'm gonna try to keep this going. So, yep, look at my gaming mic, and I'll see you next week. Thanks you so much. Don't forget to check out my Instagram page, Chef Fiona Fifi, if you want to see some more pictures, and hopefully I'll cook some of those meals again, because I never videotaped those. Some of those meals that I had posted from the very beginning, you know, I'll get a chance to check it out. All right. So thank you. See you next week.